Hello guys, welcome back to What If Naruto Went Back in Time Part 2. Part 1 was really good. I got really good support. I really loved all your comments. Well, 2 comments, but thank you for those 2. I hope you all are having a great day. I am here in the morning. I'm about to make part 2. Hope you like it. So last time we left off at Team 7 leaving the village. Of course, when they leave the village, they walk for a bit till Kakashi notices a puddle. But since Naruto knows what's going to happen here, he's already on guard and he's going to finish the 2 demon brothers before they even get a chance. So they keep walking, and then as soon as the demon brothers appear, Naruto blitzes them. Naruto runs up to them, but he acts like he trips, so they attack him first. Kakashi, since he's way too close to the demon brothers, Kakashi can't get him, so they wrap their chain around and then they pull, and Naruto explodes. It was an exploding shadow clone. He had an exploding tag on his tongue, and he exploded on them. He got injured, not too injured that it would kill them, but they got injured enough to immobilize them because they weren't expecting it, and their legs and their arms got bruised, so they couldn't really walk. And then Kakashi realizes that Naruto's on a tree, and is actually really surprised that he couldn't even notice Naruto making a shadow clone, and he didn't even feel his presence on the tree. So Kakashi is really impressed and suspicious because from the files that he said he was the dead last. He barely passed the exam, but it looks like it's wrong. He's going to go change that in case anyone else reads that and has a wrong idea about Naruto, because Naruto is really strong, probably the strongest genin in the village yet, and the smartest because he just took out 2 tuning level ninjas in 1 shadow clone. Tazuna already knows that he got caught, and Kakashi already knew who they were. Kakashi couldn't really tell who they were after, but since they're still there, he asked them, "Who are you after?" And then Naruto said he's probably Tazuna because and then Kakashi's like, "What do you mean?" And then this is your mission, and he's like, "It's probably Tazuna because they would 2 tuning wouldn't really attack you, Kakashi the copy ninja, and we are literally unknown. Maybe Sasuke, but Sasuke's too weak. No offense, but Sasuke really doesn't need 2 tuning level ninjas to take him out. You just need a really strong genin like me." And the demon brothers approve of to tell Kakashi that they were after Tazuna, and Kakashi tells them, "Thank you for your information," and just kills them because he doesn't want anyone to get in the way. And Kakashi tells them this is probably a B rank or A rank mission. You're going to go back to the village. But then Naruto says, if only tuning level ninjas were after us and I was able to take them out, I'm pretty sure you would be able to take anyone else out. And if a Jonin comes, I'm pretty sure you will be able to, since you are Kakashi the copy ninja. And then Sasuke asks, "What do you mean the copy ninja?" Because and then Naruto said, "You'll find out if anyone stronger than them attacks us." And then Kakashi is really suspicious now because Naruto already knew all of this without even asking, without getting intel. But of course, Naruto comes from the future. He didn't tell anyone. Only Kurama, Hagoromo, and him know, which no one could reach, can ask But let's continue. So they keep walking until they cross the river with some on a boat. Someone rolls them there, and then there's thick mist around them, and Naruto could feel bloodlust, even though it was really far. It was in a bush, hidden. Kakashi felt it, but he didn't know if anyone else felt it, so he was on guard when Naruto threw the kunai. And this is not a normal kunai; it is a special type of kunai. It looks like a normal one. It's not like Minato's one. It's a normal kunai, but with a seal, and you can't really see the seal because he did the seal. He engraved the seal on the metal of the kunai, so it would camouflage, and Kakashi wouldn't notice. But he will notice because he's gonna use it. So he throws the kunai there, and a rabbit jumps out, and Sakura shouts at Naruto, "Oh, why you could have killed that rabbit?" And Naruto says, "Look at the rabbit properly. The rabbit was kept in a cage. It's a winter rabbit, and we're in spring, or I think it was spring or summer, but we're in spring. But do you think a rabbit would be white at this time of the year?" And then Kakashi realizes that's a really good observation of the rabbit, because not many people would just observe a rabbit. Not many genin would, unless you're a prodigy. And Naruto's not a prodigy because he knows from the files, but still, the files are wrong. So then he said, Kakashi tells everyone to duck down, but Naruto, instead of ducking down, he teleports to the kunai and sees Zabuza about to jump, but then he, instead of allowing Zabuza to jump, he trips Zabuza, but Zabuza is still able to jump, but not as far to his sword. He is actually in the middle of Team 7, Kazuna and Naruto. So he says, "You're surrounded, you're going to lose without your sword." But then Zabuza said, "Oh really?" And then he thickens his mist and he gets to the sword. Kakashi isn't able to see him because he still hasn't got his Sharingan out. Even though I don't understand how that makes sense, because the Sharingan is so strong, how can it not see through a mask? But whatever. So now Naruto realizes that no one saw him, and tells everyone to spread out, and so they wouldn't get sliced, or if one does get sliced, they wouldn't get sliced in a group. And Kakashi takes Tazuna and pushes Sakura away while Sasuke jumps, and then Kakashi jumps as well, and Zabuza misses his slice, but he still got his sword back, so he is a threat now. And Naruto says, "Damn it, I wanted to finish this without killing him." So but Naruto still has a plan. Kakashi and Team 7 regroup, and he makes a plan. He's like, "Everyone stay back, I got this." So Naruto already knows what's gonna happen. Kakashi's gonna slip up, and he's gonna get imprisoned in a water prison. So that happens as normal. But then Naruto, instead of doing the tactic with Sasuke, he pulls smoke bombs on the ground and does it himself. But there's a slight difference. That's not the only difference. Once Zabuza says, "Your aim is pretty bad, kid," and Naruto's like, "I wasn't aiming for you," and Zabuza's like, "What?" And so Naruto's clone transforms back to the clone version, and then throws a kunai with a paper bomb stuck to it. And then Zabuza realizes this, so he has to let his hand go and jump as high as he can, so he doesn't get in the crossfire. And then he wanted Kakashi to get in the crossfire because he doesn't want Zabuza to die. Zabuza is a good person inside. He may not look like it, but he really is. So Naruto's kunai explodes. Kakashi is in the crossfire, so Kakashi's leg is bruised, and Kakashi's arm is bruised and a bit of his leg, but not as much as Zabuza's foot, because Zabuza's foot was completely. Zabuza's half of Zabuza's leg was completely in the blast, and it barely survived. So his leg was literally dead. So he was on one leg, and with his sword, and he's like, how about you tell your subordinate to come and pick you up already? And Naruto says that with a kunai to his throat. Kakashi was going to go up to his officer and kill him on the spot, but then Naruto's already there and he realizes how fast Naruto was. But then Zabuza's like, do you really think I need someone like him to save me? And then he's like, if you don't want to die. And then Zabuza like, shut up kid, and slices Naruto in half, but they realize it's another clone, and then Naruto comes behind him and is like, if you don't want to die, you better retreat. With the kunai right to his throat, and Zabuza realizes if he makes the slightest movement he dies. So Haku comes in, throws his needles at Naruto's back, and then Naruto's bone explodes again. And Haku's like, this kid's really good, you already knew I was here, he's a good sensory attack ninja. And then Kakashi, so Zabuza goes without many injuries. Same with Kakashi, since he didn't really need to use the Sharingan as much. He literally ran up to him, slipped, and he did nothing else. But his foot was still injured, and Zabuza's foot, half of his leg was injured. But so Zabuza will need a bit, just as much time as Kakashi needs because of the Sharingan, even though his foot, Kakashi's arm and a bit of his leg healed really quick. So Tazuna decides to take them to his house. So Tazuna takes them back to his house. They meet his daughter and Inari. Inari is already like, why are they here? Why are you guys even trying to save us? Like, there's no point. Gato is just going to kill you guys. You might as well just run. Please, just run. Naruto already knows that Inari is depressed because of his father's death, and he wants to help him out again because in the original Naruto changes Inari for the best. So Naruto tells him, there's no point of crying over this. We will save you guys. We will destroy Gato and his men. Don't worry. Naruto says that to make Inari happy, but Inari just gets even more depressed because he thinks they're just gonna die trying to protect them. But that doesn't matter for now. Right now, all that matters is the training they're gonna do. So Kakashi is like, we will think you let Zabuza go, Naruto, so we will meet them again. And Naruto's like, I know that. Knowing Zabuza, he will come back. So Naruto tells them we should train a bit because Sasuke and Sakura won't be able to keep up with his henchmen, basically Haku, his subordinate. And Kakashi asked why, because Naruto said, he said Naruto's like, his subordinate is pretty strong. He's probably nearly Jonin level, low Jonin or high tier tuning level. And then Kakashi asks, how do you know this? And then Naruto's like, his fighting skills are on a medal. Like, his stealth skills are high, and he's really strong compared to us. We are nothing to him. But Naruto knows he can beat Haku really easily. And a quick update about Naruto's chakra levels. Naruto has a bit more chakra, but not as much. Not enough to make KCM shadow clones like he did in Shippuden. Like, he can go KCM, but that's only for like 2-3 minutes, and then he just faints and he's out for a week, maybe 2. It depends on how quick and what kind of moves he used. But of course, no one's KCM level yet, unless they meet Toby, which is Obito, or Pain. Then he might have to go KCM, because I don't think he will be able to gather nature energy that quick in that body, especially because of his chakra levels are low. So he would literally try to finish the fight as fast as possible. But let's not go to that. Let's continue. So Kakashi's like, all right, I will train all three of you in chakra control, and then Sasuke's like, Sakura's like, why would we need chakra control? We don't have to use chakra. Kakashi's like, you will see. So the next day, in the afternoon, after lunch, they go out into the forest, and Kakashi shows them how to walk up a tree. And Sakura does it pretty quick. Naruto just is like, I don't want to do this. I'm pretty sure I know how to do this. I can do that easily. So Naruto can literally just run up the tree without any fatigue. But Naruto just leaves them to it so he can go train by himself in the woods to increase his chakra levels because he needs more chakra. So Kakashi is suspicious of that and is asking, how does Naruto know this? No one, I'm pretty sure no one in the academy should know this. But that's that. And Sasuke's jealousy is it's 10 times, maybe 20 times higher than what it was at the end of the series. But that's that. And so a week passes, they have trained. Naruto does meet Haku and realizes how much he wanted to see Haku again after he died, and how much he wants to become friends with him. So he once they met, he asked, what can we be friends? Then Haku is pretty surprised that if Naruto was able to sense him in the fight while he was fighting, why couldn't he realize that Haku is the same Zabuza's subordinate? But Naruto already knew this. Naruto wants Haku to give up on Haku and Zabuza to give up on the killing life and join the Leaf as Leaf Shinobi from now on, just because he really doesn't want them to die. But I'm not gonna make that happen. I'm gonna, to be honest, maybe we'll see. So the fight commences again as per normal. Sasuke takes on Haku, but Sasuke tells Naruto, let me handle this, please. I have trained a lot for this. And Naruto gives him a chance, but as soon as he sees Haku using his ice mirrors, he realizes Sasuke has no chance against Haku, and tells Haku, please Haku, stop, I already know who you are, please, I just want to be friends. So Haku hesitates for a moment instead of attacking straight away, and realizes maybe this is the right choice for Zabuza and him. And then he decides not to listen, and he's like, even if I join you, my loved one wouldn't. So Naruto's like, no, we can take Zabuza as well, you don't have to worry about that. But then Haku's like, no, it's impossible. Zabuza has committed way too many crimes to be accepted in another village. But Naruto's like, no, that's not true. The Leaf Village is not like other villages. We want peace. We don't want fighting. We forgive people. So Haku actually realizes that this might be the good choice, and he's like, he still says no, but because he doesn't want to, because he knows Zabuza won't accept it, and he tells him Zabuza wouldn't accept it. I'm sorry, Naruto, but I have to fight for Zabuza. And then this went on for a few minutes, and Zabuza was getting clapped. Like Kakashi wasn't holding back. Like he went all out. Not really, because if he went all out, like Zabuza would have been dead in 2 minutes. But they were fighting taijutsu, and then the bloody hell, the water dragons and everything. And then Kakashi is about to pierce Zabuza, and Naruto realizes the same thing is going to happen again. And so Naruto just tries his best to get to Kakashi, but he couldn't. So Haku does get pierced through, and then Naruto goes to Haku and says, why did you do it? Why? And he even though he already knew, Naruto was just sad, but Haku tells his story again to everyone, and Naruto starts crying, and then Zabuza is like, he served his purpose, and Naruto got really angry, he got pissed. Is that why Haku gave his life up for yours? He wanted you to become a good person. Haku wanted to come back with us, but he decided not to, because he doesn't want to leave you. He loved you, Zabuza. Why are you doing this? And then Zabuza realizes how much he loved Haku. Haku was like a son to him. And then Gato's men arrived with him, and Gato told him, I wasn't even going to pay you, it's a good thing that he died. And Zabuza got mad, and so Zabuza went on a rampage. He literally didn't care about any repercussions. Like, he didn't care if he died or if he wouldn't care. He killed every single one of them, but he left Gato for last. Not only did he throw multiple shurikens and kunais at him, but he wrapped him around with the paper bombs and said goodbye to said goodbye to Gato, and it's like, go to hell, go to hell. I was about to swear. I don't like swearing. Go to hell. And then he throws Gato off the bridge, and then Gato explodes, and then that's pretty much it. But Zabuza wasn't really paying attention to any defenses, so he did get injured enough that since Sakura still didn't know how to heal, and Naruto still hasn't can't show his real powers and heal Zabuza, so he had to let Zabuza die, which really hurt his mind. And so Zabuza dies the same way next to Haku, and Naruto tells them, we're going to bury them in a proper way, we're going to have a proper funeral. It's not fair. Everyone deserves some kind of funeral. And then because Naruto, when everyone died in the village, he buried everyone, his wife, his children. He really couldn't find Boruto's body, so he just put a picture up on a grave and just left. But that really hurt him, seeing another two people he really wanted to save die. And he realizes how bad it is, and how weak he was, how rusty he got over the years as Hokage, and he realizes that I cannot be doing this ever again. Once the future happens again, I will not allow anyone to die. I will train my hardest. I will be the best Hokage. I will be the strongest Kage in the world. Well, he already was, but of course he's saying this again because he doesn't want anyone else to die this time. So Naruto decides to think. So they go back here. The bridge is still called the Great Naruto Bridge, but this time Haku wanted Tazuna wanted to name the bridge the Great Naruto Bridge, but Naruto is like, no, I want you to name it the Great Haku Bridge, because Haku deserved it, and Haku was never really that bad, and he wanted and he said that we didn't save you, it was really Haku. If Haku didn't die, Zabuza would have never killed Gato's men. He would have just let us kill him. So the bridge this time is called the Great Haku Bridge, because Naruto wanted to respect Haku's wishes. Not respect his wishes. His wishes was to be with Zabuza, but he just wanted to respect Haku's death and him as a person. So then they leave, and Kakashi is really impressed by how good Naruto is as a speaker. He used Takunojutsu, of course, and Kakashi is like, this could change the world one day. He said that in his mind, and realizes maybe that prophecy that Jiraiya Sensei. He doesn't. Wait. No, Master Jiraiya. He calls him Master Jiraiya. Yeah. Maybe the prophecy Master Jiraiya told us about is really true, and maybe Sensei's son is the child of prophecy. But he keeps that to himself. Doesn't say it. But so they go back. Kakashi goes to the hospital just to get a checkup, since he used the Sharingan twice. and he's okay. He just needs a bit of rest. So the next week, Naruto already knows what's gonna happen, so he tells Sakura and Sasuke to train really hard for the next weeks coming, because there's something he made up an excuse that, if we get another mission, since we completed an B or A rank mission, the Hokage might give us an A rank or B rank mission again, and we might have to come against some people like that again, some ninjas, rogue ninjas. And then Sakura really didn't want to train, but realizes how useless she was in that mission, and thought she could train. But Naruto said, "Oh, Sakura, how about you train on some healing? Because look, Zabuza's wounds could have been healed. Me and Sasuke are pretty much unable to heal anyone." But he knows he could learn healing. He could do healing, but he doesn't want to show it yet, because it will just make him more suspicious, and he will get interrogated about this. But Sakura takes this account, and then she's like, "No, I'm not going to do that. That's useless." And then she's like, and then Naruto's like, "Imagine Sasuke gets stabbed and no one's able to heal him. Are you just going to let your beloved Sasuke die?" And then she realizes how important healing is. So she said, "But I don't know where to learn healing from." And Naruto's like, "Just go to a hospital and ask for tips and tricks." So she does that, but Naruto already knows what to do here. He doesn't really want the Hokage to die, but if the Hokage doesn't die, well, he can't really do anything about the Hokage dying. The Hokage died for a good reason, and he did seal a bit of he did slow Orochimaru down in the hunt for Sasuke, but still he doesn't really want him to die, so he might try to save him, but of course that's not going to happen, because he'll still have to go up against Gaara, because no one's able to beat Gaara if Gaara goes one told form except for him. But that's for the future. So they train. The next week, Kakashi tells them that they will be doing the Chunin exams, and they have a week to train. And then Naruto told them, after Kakashi left, Naruto told them, "That's one of the reasons I wanted you guys to train." And then Sakura was like, "Stop lying, how could you know this?" And he's like, "Do you really think the third Hokage would give us a mission when we barely completed it?" And Kakashi received severe damage to his eyes again. Well, he received severe damage because of himself, but because of Naruto's paper bomb. But if he didn't use the paper bomb, then Kakashi would have stayed in the water prison, and then Zabuza would have killed all of them. But so Sakura realizes maybe Naruto is onto something, but she starts getting suspicious of Naruto, because Naruto is getting so smart, and he was just an idiot, an absolute idiot at the academy. But she takes that for granted, and she doesn't really care, because she's all about Sasuke. But she still starts learning healing techniques, and then Naruto's like, you could even learn some genjutsu from other people, but it's focused on healing mostly, because in the Chunin exams we might have to go up against other teams, and we might get injured, so we do need a healer. And then Sakura's like, "You're right." So Sakura's starting to get used to Naruto and his knuckle-headed talking, or his smart advice, because his advice has helped Sakura a lot. But that's not why we're here. We're here to see Sasuke's development. Sasuke did train a lot, but he got really jealous of Naruto being so smart, strong, resilient. And then so he goes to Kakashi and asks him, "Can you train me to unlock my Sharingan?" And Kakashi's like, "You finally asked me, right?" Because Sasuke never really wanted to train with Kakashi, because he wanted to unlock the Sharingan on his own, just like his brother did. Because if he can't unlock it on his own, then how's he going to? If his brother unlocked it on his own and he can't do that, how's he going to beat his brother? So now he just had no other choice, because at this point Naruto was getting way too strong for him. So So Naruto, sorry, that was the postman. So Naruto just goes to the woods, but then to train. But then he realizes Hinata's following him, and he invites Hinata to train with him. But then Hinata's like, "Wait, what? For real?" And then Naruto's like, "Yes, for real. Let's go." And then they on the way they meet Shino and So on the way they meet Shino and ask Shino, "Do you want to train with us since the tuning exams are coming up? We could train together." And so they go, but Naruto decides, wait, should we invite more people to train? Maybe if we get more training with each other, we will get stronger, because he wanted everyone to get strong in the village, because he knows in the future Pain is still going to attack, but this time he's going to be in the village, but still he wants everybody to be stronger and more resilient, because he doesn't want to see Hinata get beaten again by Neji, because he won't be able to keep himself from attacking Neji after that, because Hinata's his wife. Like, if he sees that happen again, he already know Naruto is going to go ham. So he wants Hinata to train, get stronger already. So even if he wants her to win, but she doesn't. He doesn't want to change. He doesn't really want to change the past, because if Hinata wins, Neji will never get the talk about destiny and everything. So he will still want Hinata to lose, not in a sense that he doesn't want her to win because he doesn't like her, but just because he wants Neji to become a better person, because right now Neji is not that person that he was. The person who would give his life up for a friend, for someone who wasn't a talented person like him. But so he trains, but he still doesn't want to see Hinata nearly die at the brink of death. So he invites Choji, Shikamaru, Kiba, and Akamaru. Yeah, that rhymed. So they all train together for a full week. Sakura sees, but she can't really train with them, because Naruto told her you should really learn healing, and she wants to become a healing ninja now, because she wants to protect her beloved Sasuke. But Ino sees this, so Ino decides to go train a bit with them. But then she sees Sasuke one day while they were walking to the forest, and she decides to just go with Sasuke. But Sasuke was going to training, so he just leaves her in the middle of the village, and he disappears. But that so Naruto, Hinata, Shino, Kiba, Choji, and Shikamaru, and Akamaru. They all train together, and they say, let's make a team so they can fight in teams. Let's wait, is there enough people? Choji, Kiba, Shikamaru, Hinata, Naruto, Shino. Yeah, that's 6 people. So the teams will be Naruto, Hinata, and let's say Shino, and Kiba, Akamaru, Shikamaru, and Choji. So they can so they fight as a team, and of course Naruto's team would win because of Naruto, and Shino is pretty OP. He can just poison them, but Naruto tells them, Shino, don't use your poisonous beetles. I've heard that your clan has poisonous beetles, so please don't use them against us, because that could kill us. But Shino is smarter than that, and he would know not to use them, but he could use them as a way to scare them off in case they're about to win. But that's that, and they fight. Naruto doesn't go all out, but he realizes how much different they fought as kids compared to as adults and teenagers, because Shikamaru didn't really change. Shikamaru was always good at using his shadow possession jutsu, but since Shikamaru still didn't learn the shadow, I think was it the shadow noodle something. I forgot the name, but I'll search that up in a bit. Actually, let me search yeah, sorry, shadow stitching jutsu. He never really learned that. So he tells so Naruto tells Shikamaru, how about you, you know how to use the shadow possession jutsu, and it's not really that efficient if the sun's not if you want to make it quicker and more efficient and make the opponent confused, you should do this. Try to make your shadow into something like needles that would stitch, so they come from different sides. So even if they go to the left, they will see something coming from the left, or to the right, they will see something coming from the right. And if they go backwards, all of them will just come and try to strangle them or just stop them. It's like the shadow possession jutsu, but it's more efficient because you can actually use it as a weapon, because you could stab. So Shikamaru starts training in that and asks his father to train him, and his father really didn't see. His father didn't really. He wasn't that suspicious that Shikamaru wanted to learn it out of nowhere. He did know the tuning exams were coming, and he did know Shikamaru is really smart, so something like that wouldn't be too out of order for him to imagine. And he tells Choji, instead of using the body expansion jutsu, how about you try to learn how to use the partial body expansion jutsu? Because I've heard that your clan can expand their bodies, but if they can expand their bodies, can't they just instead of expanding the whole body and making themselves slower, can't they expand a specific part of the body and make that specific? Like, let's say you're about to punch someone, and you need to be quicker than what you would be in your max form, like when you're fully sized. Instead of doing that, you could just run up to them and then use the partial body expansion jutsu on your hand and then punch them as hard as possible, something like that. And then Choji is like, that's really smart, Naruto. How did you come to that conclusion? Naruto's like, oh, just imagine it. And then he tells Hinata, I'm pretty sure if we take the tuning exams, even Neji would take them. And she's like, how do you know Neji? And he's like, oh, I've heard of his missions and how strong of a prodigy he is, even though he's in the branch family. And he tells her, if you go up against Neji, you really need to train, because Neji, Neji can go all out on you in the tuning exams without any repercussions, because if the tuning exams are people die in the tuning exams, so you should really be careful. So she takes that into account, and she starts training with the father properly this time. So she starts putting hard work. She becomes stronger, not stronger than Neji, but when they fight, Neji won't be able to beat her down that fast, that quick, that badly, because she will have better taijutsu and more skills. Then he gives some advice to Kiba, telling him, I've heard that you guys can transform into beasts, but can Akamaru transform into you? So how about you try to teach Akamaru how to transform into you, and not only you transforming into Akamaru, so you can confuse the opponent a bit more. If you throw smoke bombs on the ground, and then you make Akamaru switch into you, and then you tell Akamaru to attack, and then once he attacks, and if they dodge, Akamaru can change back into himself, and you can transform really quickly and use the fang of your special moves. I've heard about, I think it was called Fang or something, and he's like, wow, you really heard of my skill? And he's like, I've heard someone talking about it, but it wasn't really that. And I thought that jutsu can be really effective if you confuse the opponent first. So Kiba takes that to account, so he goes back to his place and asks his mother to teach him how to teach Akamaru to transform into him. And then he tells Shino to use beetles, since in the tuning exams you're allowed to use, it's not illegal to kill. You could use your poisonous beetles to scare your opponents off, but It is, but I wouldn't really try to kill anyone because it's kind of sad. So he tells Shino, "You're already pretty strong, but you know what you should do? You should make your beetles go underground. So anytime you're in a corner, you can tell your beetles to come up, and then like let's say if they are poisonous, they could poison the opponent, and then you can just finish them. But try to make the poison. You can decide how strong the poison is. It's your choice. But I'd say not to try to make it too strong that it's uncurable. Something that's curable, but it's pretty strong. So Shino takes that to account. So he starts testing on beetles, because he does test on beetles, to be honest, or insects. So Naruto tells everyone what to do, and they have another 3 days to do everything. So Naruto decides to start meditating because he wants and then he realizes he hasn't really summoned. He realizes he needs to train Azor into summoning jutsus, because he really hasn't been training in that department of his skills, because he's mostly training on to increase his chakra, but so he tries to summon, and he realizes that he can't use a lot of chakra, or he'll summon from a bunta, and he's going to it's gonna look suspicious to see a giant toad in the forest and then see Naruto on top of him. It will just give him away. So he uses a bit of chakra and summons Gamakichi. So Gamakichi's like, "How do you know the summoning jutsu? How did you summon me, and who taught you this?" And then Naruto's like, "Oh, I read it in a book, so I just tried it myself, and I thought of a toad because I read a book about the Jiraiya, the toad sage or something." And he made a pretty good excuse up, a good enough excuse to trick Gamakichi. So Gamakichi just like, okay, and he just leaves and tells his father that a kid that read about Jiraiya, he was blonde, blue eyes, whiskers, he summoned me. I don't know how he learned it so quick, and he told me he just read it off a book. And he's like, "How could you learn it that quick when you just read it off a book? You need a lot of skills for that, even to summon you." But then he realizes blonde hair, blue eyes, and then he realizes someone he knew in the past with that description, which is Minato. But then he doesn't really pay too much attention to it, because he doesn't know Minato. He knows Minato had a son, but he didn't really know if Minato's son could do this, or if Jiraiya even taught him this. So he just let it go, but he kept it in his mind just to ask Jiraiya about it next time he summons him. So that's where I'm going to end it off. Part 3 is going to be Naruto and the start of the tuning exams, and so part 3 will be without like rules, because you hit the 2 like goal. I put on part 1. I said if you get 1 like, I will upload part 2. If you get 2, I will upload part 2 and 3. But I never said in the same day, but I will do it in the same day. I'm probably going to upload part 3, 4 and 5 in the same day also. Maybe I have a lot of free time today, but we'll see. Take care, please share, subscribe, like, and stay safe from this corona. Take care.